Influential theater practitioner Peter Brook, in one of his lectures, which are compiled in the book called The Empty Space, says the following: I can take an empty space and call it a bare stage. Okay? A man walks across this empty stage while someone else is watching him, and this is all that's needed for an act of theater to be engaged. Okay, so let's look at this more in detail. So he says that a man, so we're going to call this man a performer, is performing an action in a designated space while someone else is watching. So basically what Peter Brook is saying here is that there are four essential, four basics for an act of theater to happen. However, he then goes on and says, yet when we talk about theater, this is not quite what we mean. So in this particular lecture, he then goes on to talk about the lack of creativity and originality in modern theater. So we're going to use it to introduce the two missing elements of modern theater, which are the director and the designers. So with the designers, I'm referring to the set designer, the costume and makeup designer, the lighting and sound designers or technicians. So and the role of the director actually appeared in the mid-1800s. So before, it was actually a playwright or a very experienced performer who would sort of direct the plays. But since the mid-1800s, this new figure appeared. So, okay, so let's see how the process works. So the first thing to know is that when we refer to action, we usually say, or the main action, we usually say the script or the text. So because the action, the story is written down, is inside the script. However, we may also say script when we're referring to improvisations or devised theater. And for this latter, it's always a good idea to have an outline. So if you're doing an improvisation or a devised piece, because even in Commedia dell'arte in the 15 or 1600s, Commedia dell'arte would actually use a lot of improvisations, but the actors or the group, they actually had an outline of what was going on, of the situations that characters were trying to overcome. So how does this work? So we have a script or some sort of action, or a main action, an idea, a story, and this story goes through a creative process, so goes through the theater makers, and the result is a live performance. So this aspect is what makes theater unique, because it's a live performance, so that means that the audience will be different every night. So the audience will be different every night, and the performers, although the same, they're humans, and they be slightly different as actor, as a person. So I'm talking about the actor may be slightly different every night. So if you go to a show today and then you go to the same show the day after tomorrow, it would be slightly different. And that is what makes theater unique.